Hi there, welcome to a new tutorial video. It hasn't been too long since the last one, and I'm going to be uploading frequently from now on, as I said, and this is a proof of that. So for today, the subject I wanted to discuss is based on the previous video. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And last time we learned the cage system for the notes on the fretboard. Now I know it hasn't been too long since this video, and you haven't had the time to practice it thoroughly and actually learn the notes on your guitar based on the cage system, but still you can watch this video and take the idea, and after you practice and learn all the notes, take this video's stuff and put them into practice on the things you just learned. And also, if you haven't learned it until now, it's gonna show you or give you one small taste why it's important to practice this way and learn your notes and intervals on the instrument. So as you might have guessed from the title, today's essential video is going to open a discussion about intervals or formulas, maybe. Well, intervals is the first of many subjects that need to be covered to discuss seriously about improvisation, but it's gonna give you a taste and some freedom, I hope, to understand what's going on. So, as we said the last time, we have 5 different areas on the neck where we have our notes, and these were these. For example, I'll take the note A for today at least. So we have an A right here, and here as well, and from the E shape we have those 3 ones, and then from the D shape we have this one, and then the C shape and the A shape again. So for each one of those notes, if I want to crack the code and find an interval, say the major second, I'm gonna start with the major second because it's a very common interval that you can find in almost every scale. So you can find the major second in when you learn the scales, if you already know them. If you don't know them, keep up. You can find the major second in major scale, in the second mode, the Dorian scale, in the fourth mode, the Lydian mode, in the Mixolydian mode, the Aeolian mode. You can find it in the melodic minor, you can find it in the harmonic minor. You can find it in the, Lydian augmented, or the Lydian flat 7, or the Mixolydian flat 6. You can find it in many different, even the Locrian natural 2. Those are modes of the melodic minor. And you can also find the major second interval in different places, not necessarily from the root of each of those scales, but in between. So for example, if you take the C major scale, you have a major second from the first degree, C to D. You have a major second from the second degree, D to E. You have a major second from the F to the G, from the G to the A, and from the A to the B. So there are 5 major seconds in this scale. Anyways, let's go back to what I started saying. So we know all the A notes on our fretboard. This is a very good starting point. If we want to locate the major seconds all over the fretboard, what we have to remember is that for each one of those notes, there's gonna be a major second that we're gonna find it. For example, if the A is right here, there's gonna be a major second above the before the note, a major second exactly on the note, one fret higher or lower maybe, and above the note, more frets, and we're gonna have to locate all those and find the similarities in between them. So for example, if I start from this A, what can I play? The major second is the note B. So I have a B, the open B of course. I have the B right here. So the open B would be, if I show it here for instance, this will be my below the note, and this will be my above the note, and this, although it's not a major second higher, but it's a 7th lower. It doesn't really matter because it's a big note and it's available for us, so we're gonna try to see this one as well, the one that is on the note. And this is gonna differ from string to string because of the guitar tuning. So I don't want to get into that so much today, but the guitar is tuned in fourths. Apart from the notes, the strings G and B, where you have a major third that changes things a little bit. So let's go back. For this A, I have the open B. I have the B on the 4th fret of the same string, the G string. And I have the B on the A string of the 2nd fret. Now, let's move on to the next A note. So let's go to the 6th string. I have a B below the note, the one I played before on the 2nd fret of the A string. I have a B on the note, which is going to be the 4th string, the 4th fret on the G string. And I have one B above the string and above the A, and I have another B on the 1st string. Why not? It's available, I can play it, so I'm gonna play it as well. And I have this one right here too, which would be the 9th technically, but really it doesn't matter. So let's summarize. We have this one, we have this one, we have this one, this one, and this one. And for the next A, for example this one, I have the B below this A, I have the B on the same area. It's on the 7th fret of the 6th string and the 7th fret of the 1st string, and I have the one above it, 9th fret on the D string, and I have also this one, the 12th fret is available to me. So let's go to the next one. If I play, for example, for this A right here, I'm gonna play this B again, below, on the note, and above the note. All of these. And if I move on to the next A, it would be this one, the 10th fret of the B string. So I have one B below and another one. I also have this one, and this is on the same area, and I have above it this one right here, the 12th fret, or the 14th right here if you fancy. And if we move on to the next A, we have a B right here, this is below, and we have a B on the same level, and then another one above, and one octave higher as well. So right now, if I had to summarize the whole thing, for this A it would be, and then for this A, and then for this A, and for this A, and for this A, and for this A, and also, and for this A, and for this A, and also. When you know and you can see all those major seconds, the next best thing to do is start jamming around to a backing track that contains those notes, so that you learn how to move from one area to the next and be able to see all the available major seconds all over the fretboard. So a simple idea would be to play, for example, over an A Dorian vamp. I'm gonna play around this chord, so this is gonna be a minor 6th, or I'm gonna go around the minor 7th, minor 6th, and play with my major seconds. Another good way to visualize all your availabilities would be to take advantage of the symmetries of the guitar. The symmetries in the guitar are as follow. Whenever you have, for example, the A note on the 6th string, you should know that you also have an A note right here, one octave higher on the D string, and another A on the 10th fret. So if I want to, I can play 3 octaves of major second intervals like this. And I can also play this shape, for example. And of course I can do the same for the 9th intervals, etc., but it doesn't really matter right now. And when we have the A note on the B string, or the 5th string, we have the A note on the G string 2 frets higher, and on the 1st string 3 frets higher from the G. So the symmetries from the 5th string would be, and you can mix them up and come up with your own lines like this maybe. I'm getting kind of away, I'm gonna start jamming in Dorian. I don't want to do that. You see, these things happen when you jam, you let yourself free. But let's stay a little bit restricted for now to the major seconds. Afterwards, when you've learned how to improvise using those two notes, the A and the B, you should always also try to improvise, incorporating the same interval but for different notes. And on the same backing track that you find on YouTube for the A Dorian, you can just type A Dorian vamp or A Dorian backing track. You can also play major second from the 3rd note of the scale, which is the C, and use the 4th note of the scale, which is the D. So you have a major second right here. Apart from the... What you need to be careful about is the fact that the 4th, the D, is creating some kind of tension that wants to resolve back to the C. So when you jam around with those two notes on the A Dorian vamp, you should be aware that the C is more like your home than the D. But you can do the exact same thing for this one, and it would sound something like this. Also experiment from the D to the E. This is another major second interval, and it would sound like this. You can do the exact same thing from the E to the F sharp, where the tension is in the F sharp, but it's a very characteristic note of the A Dorian scale, so we don't mind that. And it would sound something like this. And from the G to the A as well. And when you mix them up, you can always play the A Dorian scale. But when you play intervals, it's not gonna sound like the scale at all. So I'm gonna mix up and play major seconds from those degrees. I'm gonna try to, and it's gonna sound something like this. etc. So when you start combining them, for example, right now I was thinking A, B, A, B, A, B. Then I was thinking C, D, C, D. And what I was just looking out for those notes, trying to hear which one sounds better as a tension note or as a resolution note, and try to make it as musical as possible while moving around the neck. This is key, this is really important, to me at least. So that was the lessons for today. It was about the intervals and how you can find them on your guitar. We started talking about the major second. I'm gonna go into different intervals next time, but take your time and practice this one as much as you can. Have fun with it. You can always practice to different backing tracks apart from the Dorian. Let me know in the comment section how you liked it, if you learned something, if you have any requests or questions regarding this subject or next one. It was nice to do this. I hope you liked it too, and I'll see you the next time. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell and like button on the video. See you next time. Cheers.